YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy CBR Kid, and we right back at you, getting to work in 2022. As I told you before, things aren't going as planned this year so far, so we had to pivot. All right, so the 08 still at the shop, getting taken care of. Still waiting on a part to come in. UPS actually lost the daggone part. Otherwise, I would have had it up there already. So shout out to UPS for losing my part and then trying to pretend like they didn't know what was going on, hiding behind their automated system. Suckers. Anyway, so we're pivoting, and I brought the F4i out of storage back to the toy box. So we're gonna work on that. All right, if you guys remember, this was the bike I got for free from a real estate investor who it was left behind in one of his houses that he purchased. So he contacted me to see if I wanted it. I said, hey, that'll make great content bike for YouTube no matter what happens. Hey, it didn't cost me a thing. So that's what we're doing. So it didn't have a key. It doesn't have a key. Didn't come with a title. So I ordered the ignition off of handy dandy eBay Motors. So we got a new ignition, got a gas tank cap, all right, because obviously without a key I can't open the gas tank either. So we got both of these things. We're gonna get these installed and then see if we can at least get the bike to turn over a little bit. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. This bike, you guys can't tell from a distance, but from up close you can tell this bike sat a while. It's had its battles, all right? So we're gonna see if we can bring this thing back to life. If we can, then we'll do the fluid changes. We'll get it up and running the way it's supposed to, put some new tires on it, and figure out what to do with this thing. All right, I got a battery. You can't see it. It's off camera, sitting on the tender. It's actually fully charged and ready to go. So if we can get these things installed, then we'll go ahead and throw the battery in the bike and see if we can't get it started. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna get started. All right, guys, so you can see here's our ignition. And there are two screws on either side of the ignition. I've got the camera directly on one right there. It's hard to see because it's kind of dark. There's one screw just like that on either side. And from the top side, it's right here, right directly underneath. And then the other one is right under here. And we got to get those two screws out. And then we'll be able to pop the ignition down, trace the cable, unplug it, plug the new one in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done, and then once I got it done, I'll come back to you guys and you'll see, hey, I won't have it all, I won't screw everything down just yet, but what I will do is go ahead and show you guys that, hey, we got everything going. All right, stand by. So guys, I realized something on the F4i. It's gonna be a little bit of a chore to get that ignition out of its housing. So I discovered another way to test the new ignition. All right, let me show you guys real quick. So guys, underneath the front of the bike is where all of the wiring comes in and basically runs and, is all connected. All right, and if you notice see this red wire right here? This is the one that comes from the ignition, and it just clips in, if you can see right there. So what I'm actually going to do is just go ahead and unclip this if I can while I hold the camera. I may have to do this off camera because I may need two hands. But if I'll just unclip this, clip the new ignition in. All right, I'll connect the battery, and then we'll see if we can get this thing to turn on. All right, I'm fully expecting that. Hopefully that it'll turn on. Probably from what I've been reading, I may have to do some finagling to actually get it to prime the fuel pump. But if we could just get this one, we'll just get this unclipped, get the new ignition clipped in, we can do a quick test. So that's what we're going to do. And it looks like I'm going to need both hands. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I'm going to get right back to you guys. All right, guys. So just like that, we got the old ignition switch unplugged and out of the way. The new one plugged in. All right. Actually, if it was sitting in the bezel, it would sit that way. So you got off, lock, on. All right, so it's turned off right now. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got juice, guys. If you see, the lights are flashing. Well, that light was flashing anyway. So we got some juice. All right, turn it off. Let's see if we can get it back on, turn it back on. I'm holding it. It's a little hard to do with one hand, but let's see. Off. And wait a minute, guys. Hold on. All right, there's, oh, it's off. All right, hold on, guys. Let's see. I may need to put the camera down so I can use both hands again, because this doesn't seem to be cooperating. There we go, and on. So we got juice, but like I told you guys, I didn't expect the fuel pump to prime. You can see the headlights didn't come on, so that's no, you know, those are things that we can figure out. But at least we know that the switch works at a minimum. All right, we still got to figure, you know, we still got to get the old one out, get this one in place. May have to do some type of bypass, or we may even have to pull the ignition switch itself apart and do the diode fix. I'm not sure, but we'll get that done. All right, we'll get that done. We'll figure it out. But that's a good sign, guys. That's a good sign. I'll have to go through and check all the different fuses and things on the bike and see what's blown, what's not, because I'm sure some stuff is blown. And just in case you guys are wondering, off camera, I already pulled out the old gas cap, which is right here. All right, we'll pull that out. The new one you see is sitting over there in the chair. We'll drop that We'll drop that in. I didn't think you guys needed to see that. It's literally, you got, what's that, 7 bolts that you take out, pull the thing out, and then we'll put the new one in. So with the same, you know, the new one actually came with some of the bolts, so we only need the 3 out of the 7. All right, and then that part will be done. All right, but so I got some things I need to do off camera. I need to go through and check fuses. This is the ECU. We got a fuse box right here where we'll check these fuses, and there's a few other ones located at different places around the bike that we'll check to make sure, and we'll see what, you know, if we can get everything to turn on. So hey guys, real quick, just wanted to show you, and we got the headlight on, we got light on the dash. It looks like this bike only has 12,000, basically 13,000 miles. Now you hear my shop foreman back there. We got a F4i light, so still got a lot to do. Obviously we don't expect it to turn over, right? But hey, this is a good sign, guys. This is an absolutely good sign, and hey, we're headed in the right direction. Horn works, all right. High beams don't, but that's probably a fuse or something. But hey, this is awesome, guys. We're gonna get this thing going. You know, we got work to do, but we're gonna get this thing going. All right. So let me go ahead and bam, turn it off. All right. And that's that. So good progress. So guys, we made a little bit of progress with the F4i. All right, I'm going to do some things off camera, like search those fuses and do some of those boring things that, hey, you guys may not necessarily want to see. And I'll figure out how to get this ignition out of the bezel and get the new one in there. And like I said, we still have to deal with the fuel pump not priming. And I know there's a couple of different tricks for that. One, once I get the old one out, there's a diode on the bottom. If the diode's still good, I can just swap it over. I gotta do a little finagling for that. There's also a bypass. There's like a bypass dongle that people sell. I've seen it out there on eBay and some other places where people sell that can actually solve that problem as well. So one way or the other, I'm gonna get that taken care of. But first things first, I gotta get that that ignition out of the bezel, and it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to access, so I didn't want to bore you guys with that. All right, but I'll get that done. And once we get that done, guys, next step is just to kind of go through the bike. All right, find all the little gremlins, because this bike sat a long time. But there's some life left in it. It's like it's a 20-year-old bike. It's only got 13,000 miles. Literally, that's less than 1,000 miles a year that this bike was ridden. All right, so we're going to get this thing going. All right, but for now, I'm going to get out of here. All right, like I said, I'm going to comb through, do a couple more things off camera. But when we come back, hopefully we'll have the new ignition already in place. All right, and we'll have gone through and found some bad fuses, things like that. All right, so I'm going to do that. All right, in the meantime, all you riders out there in the rider sphere, do me a favor, guys. Stay safe. Like, share, subscribe. All right, tell all your friends. All right, and most importantly, keep the shiny side up, keep the rubber side down, and I will see you guys next time.